And we have Miss
Caitlin.
Caitlin. All right,
Yeah.
cool. So the audience really likes it when people introduce themselves, tell them what you're all about. If you have an Instagram or something you want to shout out or whatever, because to get followers, they totally like that. Sometimes they interact and comment, whatnot. So yeah.
Okay.
So tell us about yourself.
Okay. My name is Caitlin. My Instagram is Caitlin Talia. I am a mom and I work at a coffee stand here. So yeah, that's pretty much about me.
Yeah. So how many children do you have?
I have a daughter.
Oh, you have a daughter?
Yeah.
How old is she?
She just turned 3.
Oh, that's super cute. I have a 2-year-old.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he turns 3 in March.
Oh, it's okay. What's his name?
Kyler, with a
That's
K.
really cute.
Yeah,
That's
it's
super cute.
The audience calls him Big K.
Big K.
Yeah.
I love that. So are you married?
I was married, divorced on June 21st of this year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was a really sad situation. Like, really sad.
That's unfortunate.
It really was, yeah. I loved her dearly, yeah. But things just didn't work out, you know what I'm saying?
That's unfortunate, yeah. It's sad to see, married couples just, end and when there's a child involved, like that's really shitty. But
Are you married?
Yeah, I am.
How long have you been married?
I've been married for a year. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
I got pregnant at 17 with my husband, boyfriend at the time, and then we've just been together ever since and got married.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
That's fun.
Nice to see him step up, take responsibility.
Yeah, no, for sure. That was like one of the biggest concerns, like being a young parent is really hard, and it's really, I feel like, rare to see like a young dad stay, like I have a lot of friends and they're not with their their baby daddy, so I'm really fortunate enough to still be with
I
him.
happen to know a man actually who is 18 and he ended up getting his 16-year-old girlfriend pregnant or whatever, and he's like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna grab my GED. Instantly got into like construction and whatnot. They got a place, taking care of. Really amazing fellow.
That's how my husband is. He dropped out of high school right after we found out I was pregnant, and we're 21 now, so he is still trying to get a GED. He's, trying to be a hardworking man, provide for us. So I'm thankful for that. Trying to help him now that I'm. I went to school to be an esthetician and all of that. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're an esthetician?
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. So now I'm like, okay, let's get your career figured out. But
all right,
cool. To go to the military. So.
Oh, I really want. So are you cool with like getting dragged around, in that whole military situation?
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I gotta know, like, what's your favorite things about your husband?
My favorite things about him, honestly, is like he was just so funny. Like, we were best friends before, and like now, we have our family together. Like, there's times, it's hard. Like, in general, it's hard being a young parent. Like we're still trying to figure out our lives.
Do you have a support structure?
Yeah, like my family's been kind of hard. Like we cut off my mom for a while, and then his family's super supportive about everything. So it's just kind of like we rely on his family a lot. Like his family is just so amazing with us, and my parents are a little bit harder. But it's starting to change a little bit. But yeah, his family, I love his family. He's super supportive towards me. I was a stay-at-home mom for 2 years while he worked his ass off, and now I'm like, all right.
As it should be.
As it should be, yeah. Yeah, so now I'm like, I just started working again. It's not a whole lot of work, but it's something, just a little bit of income, just like wake him off a little bit of what he's doing and have a little bit of side money. And
are you already working at a salon though, or like?
No, so I feel like it's kind of hard finding a salon here. I mean, we live in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. It's it's growing really fast, and it's.
Did you study at Aveda or Paul Mitchell or?
We moved to Arizona about 2 years ago, and I went to school there, and then we were like, you know what, it's too hot there. Let's move back. So we moved back, and I was like.
Too hot to too cold. Wait a minute. Come on.
And then we moved back. I applied for a job, and it was a waxing place. And they're like, "Do you want to wax men?" I go, "No, I don't want to." Like, I'll pass.
That's kind of weird, especially when you have customers like me who has back hair. Let's be honest,
Well, no, like not only that, like men get their areas down there waxed. And then my husband was just uncomfortable with that. He was like, I don't want you to be in a room alone and have somebody
that is kind of
make
weird.
A weird pass on
That
you.
is weird.
So I'm like, I understand that. So I'm like, I'll just, I'll find something eventually. But right now,
cool.
I'm stable for a little bit. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, are you ready? Are you ready to be mind read?
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's
This is cool. All right, so.
Okay.
You are a woman who lives in the moment all the time, always aware of how you're coming off to other people. You go out of your way to make people comfortable. You try to be the most memorable person, which means you have some really amazing jokes, let's be honest. Super mega funny as a result of that, and very bubbly individual as a result of that. Also, you know exactly how you feel and what you value consistently, and your feelings and your principles are like one of the highest things about yourself, because it's like, hey, I don't feel good about that, or I don't like that. You always know what you like and what you don't like. Not afraid to tell other people. You care about what other people think. You also are aware of what other people think. You walk in a room, you instantly know who the smart person is and who's the dumb person. Because you don't want to associate yourself with dumb people. It's like, hey, I don't want to be like dumb like y'all. Like, come on, let's just go over here. It's like, because from your perspective, the thing that you want the most out of life is deep respect. And there's probably been people in your life who have disrespected you, or at least labeled you unfairly like some kind of airhead or whatever. And it's just like, oh my God, what the hell? No. Because you're trying to be, you're trying to like mine into other people's heads and figure out like, okay, well, what do you actually know? Is what you know actually valuable? Because you try to weigh everything out before you get involved, which is pretty cool. So you take your status and your reputation very seriously, and hopefully your husband is consistently trying to promote your reputation and your status whenever possible, and never going out of your way to be, put you in a situation where you're going to be embarrassed, because embarrassment is something that makes you feel bad about yourself. You want to avoid embarrassment as much as possible, especially since you're so aware of how you come off. He probably is an individual who is not as aware of how he comes off at certain times. So you're like, hey, you might want to dial that back a little bit, because this is how you're coming off right now. People are going to start thinking these things as a result, and it's just kind of, it can be like a really lame thing, you know what I'm saying? You're also an individual who knows ultimately what she wants. You never want your freedom of choice taken away, because if it is, you can get really ragey and upset and angry when your freedom of choice is taken away. However, you are afraid of wanting the wrong thing, and that can be a big problem. Because it's like, hey, if I make this choice, then all these other options that I have, all these doors close for me. Oh my God, does that mean there are going to be more doors for me later? I don't know. Should I really be making this choice? And you constantly go to your husband like, well, what do you think about this before you make that choice? That way it's like, oh yeah, that's a really good choice, because he'll provide you warning, right? Be like, oh, no. That's not a really safe choice. Well, he'll say, I'm not comfortable with that, basically. And it's like, okay, fair enough. And then, so although you're worried, though, you can get a little nostalgic, worry about sharing things that you earn all the time, worried that you're going to be uncomfortable, worried that you're going to be in an unsafe situation. That's one of the things that attracts your husband to you, is because he makes you feel safe, right? He is someone who is reliable, because you need people in your life who are reliable, people who are going to stick around for you, people who remember the good times that you help facilitate and help, give them good experiences, make them comfortable, and they remember, and then they stick around for you as a result. And he's always giving you choices and never taking your freedom away, because taking away your freedom, again, the rage will come out, you'll get really upset, like what the hell? Because you always got to be around people who give you choices, right? And then, although you are kind of critical towards other people's values, because you're very responsible with what you value, and you see everyone else being irresponsible with their values and their principles, because you understand it's what you value is what ultimately motivates you as a person, and you want to stay away from people who have really bad values, especially when they're like talking about their feelings constantly. You're like, well, hold on, you're just trying to manipulate me. Like, what the hell? Like, yeah, it's nice that you feel that way, but why do I have to like be obligated, based on how you feel, when I'm the one who's actually the responsible person in the room with how I feel and what I value? I'm the principled one, but your principles are kind of sketch. So like, what the hell is even happening there, right? The thing you are unaware of is truth and the facts, right? You don't criticize other people, and sometimes you get hurt when you are being criticized by others, because from your perspective, it's not about what is true or false, it's all about what you believe.
Yeah.
Belief is what actually moves people along over time. That's really what it's all about. However, when people take away your choice, what do? You take away their choice. You take away their freedom, because it's like, hey, if I'm not getting any freedom, then no one gets any freedom until I get my choice back. Oh my goodness, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, the thing that you want most out of life, again, like I said, is deep respect. You want people to revere you. You walk in the room and they're like, oh, it's Caitlin, she's cool. You know, your reputation precedes you, and you want that reputation there. You want to be known by others in a very positive way. It really motivates you when they actually do that, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you have your reputation, maybe even as an esthetician, for example, and it's like, hey, you know, I've made other people comfortable. They remember I did a great job. They think highly about me. They're always giving me a shout out wherever I go, maybe even on my Instagram, or maybe because you know, you take photos of your work or whatever and you show what you do, which is pretty awesome to be able to have that opportunity.
Right.
Now your deadly sin, however, is vainglory. So you can be a little vain sometimes. Vainglory is also known as popularity. You like to be Miss Popular wherever you go. But your living virtue is modesty, where you learn how to do more with less, which is really great. Always trying to optimize things, be like, do we really need all these possessions? Because having all these materialistic possessions, it's like a burden. You have lots of burden. So you always are trying to do more with less whenever you have the opportunity.
I thought you were about to say like modest. I was like, I don't like modest right now.
Actually, compared to some of the girls down here, absolutely you do.
Just a little bit. I was like, you know what? Mom's night out. We're out of here. Like,
Mom's night out. You're a mom too? Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I did not go for that like tonight. I tried not to.
Oh yeah, very, very good. Very good.
Yeah. But yeah, I do agree with that. Yeah. I feel like I do try to stick out, you know, for others, and you know, like she's like one of my really good friends, and you know, I see what she's going through with her fiance, and I'm like,
well, sometimes, yeah, but hold on, like, you know, sometimes, you know, people can be egotistical around you, and you can kind of like take them down a notch. You know, you gotta like be like, what the hell? But then also at the same time, you can be a very flattering individual. You really use flattery as a weapon at certain times to help you get what you want, or at least to ensure that you have that freedom. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. You work really hard to satisfy other people, and if you're working hard to satisfy others, especially your husband, you're owed respect.
Right.
You need to be respected. You need to be revered by others. And it's like, hey, I'm making myself a priority. I'm making you a priority. So like, are you gonna give me that respect? Are you gonna think highly of me for what I'm trying to do for you right now? Or what? Are you just gonna take advantage of me? You know what I'm saying? Because you're really aware of what people get out of certain things, right? Whereas your husband, he's more trying to just do the best thing, but he's not so aware of what people get out of certain situations. And you got to remind him, like, hey, you need to be thinking about this because they could be taking advantage of us. What the hell? You know, like, oh, it's so nice that you're giving to these other people, but don't forget to give to me. Hello.
That's literally me.
Yeah.
I am 100% like that. Like he tries to spoil, you know, everybody around all of us, and I'm like, can I get spoiled? Like, you know what I mean? So,
what's really cool about you, though, this is like the coolest thing. So as you get older, you will become more and more like an intellectual, actually. You'll become very strategic in everything you do. You'll actually start to be able to develop systems or whatever to figure out the specific pathways and procedures and systems to get you what you want, right? Which is great. And he naturally would, you know, create those systems and procedures too. And you could take them, you can maybe even improve them or utilize them better. But here's the thing, as long as you always have the room to express your opinion, right? Because that's the thing. You really don't like it when people are like not giving you the opportunity to share your opinion.
Right.
Because it's bullshit. Like, why would they even do that? Again, if you're satisfying other people, show me enough respect to at least share my opinion here. Like, are you going to listen to me? Like, what are you all thinking? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, and that's the thing. But in order for you to like massage that intellectual side that you have, even though people, throughout your life have probably just assumed and judged you by default as an airhead, the thing is that you're constantly observing. You're observing other people, you're observing what they're thinking, you're observing their actions. You can look at a person and just be like, I bet I know what they've done. I bet what circles they've been around. You kind of just have that sense about them, right? It's very sensible. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure you're always surrounding yourself with competent, intelligent, and reliable people, because they essentially become these thought role models in your life, are able to extract their thinking that is valuable to you and just add it to your own, basically, which is absolutely incredible. However, you can be a little forgetful, very forgetful. But at least your husband remembers everything.
Right.
And even to the point where it's like, oh, hey, you dropped your phone, or hey, you left this shoe, or hey, you left this thing that you're going to need, right? And he's always watching out for you from that perspective, because you're so in the moment and you can get so easily distracted that you'll leave things behind, sometimes from that perspective. And it's always good to have him there as that reliable support structure that's always going to remember those things for you. You know what I'm saying? So how did I do, huh?
I think you were about like 50% on? No, I'm just kidding.
50%, huh?
I'm just kidding. Maybe about like 100%. Yeah, about like 99.9%.
100%? What's your name again? Sierra. So Sierra says I'm 100% accurate. That's great. Yeah.
She knows everything about me. She knows everything.
She knows everything about you?
Yeah. I hate to admit it, but yeah, that's 100% true.
All right, cool. Yeah. So, that's pretty awesome. Are you going to be on the show, Sierra? Oh, come on. Why can't you do it? Because I don't want to.
I'm very camera shy.
She is.
Very camera shy.
Yeah. She very
Oh,
much is.
come on.
I think she should.
I really feel she should too. Yeah, she should do it.
I feel like her mind should be read. I feel like she should.
No.
Yeah.
No, but I'm sure you know so much. You spend so much time thinking about everything all the time, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah. She does. Yeah.
Always expecting everyone else to listen to you, but you don't always listen to everybody. Let's be honest. Yeah.
That is very factual.
Yeah, very factual, Miss Sierra.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. She's always on the show 100% of the time. But it's not on camera.
Maybe Sadie.
Who?
Your friend.
Sydney.
Sydney.
I don't even know where she was.
Oh, you forgot her name already, huh?
Yeah, she just met her.
Huh? Oh, she's an ESFP. Yeah. ESFP, also known as the dualist.
What does that mean?
It's your psychological profile.
Oh.
Yeah, because I'm actually a psychologist, not a mind reader.
Oh, you're a psychologist? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got 100% everything about me, so that's 100%.
Yeah, cool. Here's my card. Enjoy.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You can find us on Spotify. Obviously, we're live on YouTube right now.
Wait, so I'm confused. So you just tell people that you read minds,
Yeah.
but you're just full of shit?
Yeah, I'm full of shit.
No. Not like that, but like...
I exude feces all the time, Yeah, that's how it works. Don't we all?
I was fooled, guys. I'm just kidding.
Psychologists are pretty much mind readers.
Yeah, no, that is 100% true. Like, you pretty much got, like, that's exactly how I
Dope.
am. So, you are pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep. Your school paid off.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
What's really cool is that I actually teach people how to do this. So you can actually learn how to do it if you want. Imagine being able to optimize your relationships with every person in your life, including your husband, including your daughter, being able to parent her properly.
Yeah, that's what I need because I'm overwhelmed. I'm like, I need out of here.
Well, women should not be raising children by themselves.
I 100% agree
without
with that.
expecting men to raise children either.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Like, you know, again, being young people, you know, like I feel like I was forced to kind of grow up a little bit, you know, having
Not
a
a
baby.
bad thing.
And like my husband is still like getting to that mature area. He's still growing a little bit. I mean, he still has a lot to learn, but
as do we all naturally, of course.
Yeah. But it's kind of shitty, you know, having to like do everything alone as of now, like in like the parenting aspect.
Well, hopefully you got aunts and uncles and 2 sets of parents to help, you know, take care of your child and whatnot as part of your support structure, right?
Right.
Just keep going, don't give up, you know.
Yeah.
People like you have a tendency of giving up too easily sometimes, so
I can be. I very much can be, but you know, I'm trying to work on myself a little bit. You know, like I have my issues. My husband has his issues. You know, I voice that. You know, and I think my biggest issue is I don't want to see like, you know, me end something and then see him mature into the man that I want him to be, and then like regret leaving him, if that makes sense.
yeah.
So I'm like, I just want to help him and like grow myself enough to like help him
Very
want to
feminine
grow
of you. Yeah.
and get to that point before like anything else.
Yeah,
if that's
for
making
sure.
any sense.
Yeah, definitely. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having
You're
me.
most welcome. Can I have my microphone back?
of course, no problem.
All right, cool.
Have a good night.
I will have a good night. So,
Thank you. Bye.
all right, folks. That's it for Typing Random People tonight. Probably gonna film the INFP side later because Laser Gun showed up and I have to attend to her. So, I'll see y'all later. Have a good night.